Hi, and welcome to my channel. It's a different introduction space. I'm here in my car, and since I wanted to film a sit-down video this week, but I was trying to figure out when I was going to do it, just based on my schedule and like schoolwork and meetings and stuff, because I do have an appointment tomorrow with my guidance counselor, and then I have other things I wanted to work on for school. Just doing the sit down here in clips. So I wanted to share 10 random facts about me in this little clip here, and then I'm going to basically just film as I go. So maybe I can do it, in groups and not ramble. Okay, so random fact number 1. I'm the oldest of 3. I have 2 younger brothers, and they are 9 and almost 10 years younger than I am. I am an introvert, which basically means I get my energy from being alone. Being around a lot of people for a substantial amount of time drains me. So there's that. My favorite book genre is mystery and thriller, and there's so much to learn from other types of books, and so there's other genres that I read, but mystery and thriller is definitely my favorite. My husband and I are high school sweethearts, and we've been together for 23 years. Married for 21. My favorite food are vegetables, full stop. Don't make me choose a favorite. I sometimes am baffled at how people struggle to eat even like the 3 to 5 vegetable servings a day that's recommended or whatever. I eat 3 or 4 servings of vegetables at breakfast, so for me it's very easy. And then I eat more at lunch, I eat more at dinner, I snack on vegetables. I don't know. I don't know why it's so hard for people. When it comes to TV or movies, and I don't watch a lot of TV or movies these days, I do prefer drama over comedy. If you're into astrology and you're curious, I am a Capricorn. That is my sun sign. If you're really into astrology, my rising sign is Cancer, and my moon sign is Gemini. My go-to Starbucks drink is, if it's hot, it's a grande almond milk latte, and depending on the time of day, decaf. Yes, I will do decaf. And if it's iced, it's a venti almond milk latte. Pretty easy, pretty simple. There's 3 things that I include in my day, every day. And that's yoga, coffee, and reading. And as long as I can do those things every day, I'm a very happy girl. I don't know where the next location is gonna be for the next segment, but it's coming up, so keep on watching. Another random fact about me is that breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. Another random fact about me is I always listening to something, whether it's an audiobook or a podcast, or watching a YouTube video. I always have something going on in my head. Another thing is I love to make lists. So this is actually my list for my 40 random things, and there's something about making lists that just is so satisfying. And it's not necessarily even just to cross them off, but it's just I like to see the list. I did forget one thing when I was in my car talking about my favorite or my random facts,
And that is that I have only traveled to one country, and that is Mexico. And actually I used to live close enough where I would drive in and out of Mexico when I was a teenager. So yeah, I've only been to Mexico. That's the only country I've ever traveled to. So hopefully that will change this year and in the years to come. Favorite season is fall. I really enjoy the way that the leaves change, the air becomes crisp, the humidity from summer just goes away. It's lovely. I love it. I've always loved it. Even when I lived in Southern California, fall was my favorite time because it would get cooler, especially in the afternoons and the evenings. Not all the time, but I mean, there was a slight difference. So my favorite Disney princess is Mulan. And when I was a kid, it was Cinderella, and Cinderella will always have a special place in my heart. Don't get me wrong. I love her very much. But when I saw Mulan, I fell in love and I haven't looked back. And the new live action film, you guys, oh, it looks so good. I'm so excited. Every time I see a trailer or any kind of like teaser or anything like that, I get chills. I cannot wait. It's gonna be epic. I'm so excited. Mulan, my favorite. Something else to know about me is that I thrive with structure and knowing like what's coming up next. I'm not a big person, like a spontaneous type of person. I'm trying to change that, you know, not to be as rigid in my schedule and things like that. So I like to leave pockets of time where I can kind of just let things happen and try to be more relaxed. But for the most part, I really like structure. I journal every day, and I've actually started journaling twice a day. So after my yoga practice in the morning, I've been writing a few things down that maybe came to my mind, something I was feeling or something I observed or like that I learned during that practice. So journaling is what I do every day. I love owls. I don't know why, I just love them. I think that they're amazing, such interesting creatures. And to build on that, I'm terrified of squirrels and rabbits. It's just like really weird. I don't know why, but they make me very nervous. I get very anxious. And yeah, there's a whole story behind that, but I won't go into it. I don't have any tattoos, but when I was 18, I got my eyebrow pierced, and I still have like the little dots, scars from it. So very random, but I did that.
Hello, I'm back in the car. Exciting time. I love this kind of weather though. I mean, I would rather stay home and like read and just be cozy in my house, but you know, there's things I gotta do. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go pick up my groceries. And so I just wanted to continue to share some more random facts about me. And my favorite word is discombobulated. I love this word because one, it's just like a great word, but also because it's not used a lot, and every time I hear it, my ears just like perk up, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, I love that word so much. So something I had to look up. Excuse me, I have a cough drop in my mouth. I looked this up, and I was born on a Sunday, which I don't think that there's any significance to that, but it's just that's just a random thing that I just wanted to know for myself. Like what? So I mentioned before that I like cooking, and I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, my favorite thing to cook is or whatever, but I do have 2 spices that I use for everything. Aside from salt and pepper, please use salt and pepper, guys. Like, it's essential. Even if you don't add anything else, salt and pepper. I add garlic and oregano to everything. To chicken, to eggs, to all my vegetables. Just those 2 things are so good, and they just, I mean, they go in any type of cuisine. I mean, foods from like other cultures and stuff, and you'll a lot of times see garlic and oregano are key in those types of recipes. So Maybe I'll do a video about that. It's gonna sound so bad because I am a mom. I have kids. They're both young adults now. Anyway, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I do not like kid versions of shows. So if it's a competition show, a talent show, a cooking show, any kind of reality TV, like usually it's a competition type of thing. But yeah, if there's kids involved, or it's like centered around kids, like, oh, okay, now Top Chef Kids or whatever, I will not watch. Like American Idol, and I think they did a season where they did it with kids, or maybe it was like So You Think You Can Dance or something like that, and they did a season with kids, and I was just like, I'm out. America's Got Talent, like if I happen to sit down and watch the show, which I don't, like I said, I don't watch a lot of TV, but if a kid comes out, I tune out. I'm done. So I said, it's like, it's bad. Like, it's bad. It makes me sound like such a like such a horrible person. Like, I just think it's obnoxious. So I read something somewhere, and it was kind of a cool question. It's like, if you could choose one celebrity to be your BFF, who would it be? And for me, I would definitely go with Reese Witherspoon. We're kind of the same age. I grew up watching her. I love her. But she loves books. I feel like we could just talk about books all day. Talk to her about just really intelligent topics and books. I guess maybe it's just books. But she also has like a personal style. She's also very friendly. Like, I feel like she's the type of person you could talk to. Whereas I'm more of the type of person who I listen a lot, and I prefer to listen because I'm a very private person. I don't like people to know a lot of things about me. So why am I doing this channel? Whatever. Okay. But also our kids are around the same age, and I feel like, oh, maybe our kids would get along, but even if they didn't, it doesn't matter. I would still like want her to be my best friend. Because again, books. Speaking of books, my two favorite books are Little Women, which I love. My mom gave it to me when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I devoured it. I read it several times. I still have the copy of that book. My other favorite book is the first book I ever was assigned to read in high school, that I went out and bought the book. And obviously that's a sign that you really enjoyed the book, because usually when you're assigned reading in school, you're just like, okay, I'm over it. But it was The Great Gatsby. So Little Women and The Great Gatsby are my two favorite books. What have I shared? Here's my list. My favorite movie of all time, like I could watch over and over again, is Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love Audrey Hepburn. I just love the whole vibe of that movie. I mean, I know that there's the underlying, thing that she's a prostitute. And of course, there's a lot of problematic things with that movie. Yeah, I won't get into that, but it is still one of my favorite movies. I love to watch it. And especially the time when they go into the Five and Dime and they have the masks, and it's just really fun to watch. And seeing the city during that time and the cars and just the fashion. Favorite author, and I shared my favorite book genre, which is mystery and thriller. My favorite author is Michael Connell, and he writes the Bosch series. And so Harry Bosch is the main character, and I believe there's like 30 something books, but I've read all of them. And they're just amazing. And I do watch the Amazon series. Yes, I do. If you only watch the Amazon series but you never read the books, I highly recommend the books, because you will get to know Harry Bosch in a completely different way. Obviously, there's been changes since the creation of the show. Harry Bosch on the Amazon series is actually younger than Harry Bosch in the book series. So there's that. Because the book series started like 20 years ago.
I should know this. But Michael Connelly, I love his writing style. I love the way that he is very thorough. He always includes just little nuggets of information about the criminal justice system, about police work, about investigations. And then he just introduced a new character, and she's amazing. Of course, he created the Lincoln Lawyer, and so if you like that character, which I just found out that they're making a TV series with that. So at the point that I'm recording this, they haven't cast the character, but it'll be interesting to see how that all comes together. Favorite genre of music is lo-fi. I really enjoy just the way that the beats are mixed in, but it's like a mellow fusion of different types of music that I already like jazz and hip hop and techno. It's good to study to. It's good to just have on in the background. There's no lyrics. I mean, sometimes they add like talking, or they have like just like a repetitive lyrics and stuff. So, but I love that whole genre. I'm so glad it was created, and it's completely up my alley. My favorite color is pink, but I prefer to wear black. So there's that. The first time I went to college, I was a theater major. I wanted to be an actress, but I didn't want to be like in movies and stuff. I wanted to work in live theater, and I just wanted to make a living doing that. I didn't want to be famous. I just wanted to make a living. But obviously things changed. But first time around, I was a theater major, and now I am a sociology major. If I have to choose between Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. I was co-captain at my senior varsity cheer squad in high school, and my husband was the captain of the basketball team. So we're kind of that couple, I guess you could say. In my 20s, this was after I had my daughter, but before I had my son, and kind of during my pregnancy with him and a little bit afterwards, I was a spin instructor. I led small like fitness classes, but I was a certified spinning, like the trademark spinning instructor. And so I taught spin classes. So there's that, which is hilarious when I see these YouTubers who are becoming like spin instructors, and the whole Soul Cycle thing, they're all into that stuff. And I'm just like, that's so funny. I'm glad they love it. I mean, I enjoy teaching it, and I think it's a good workout. I think it's not something you should just do exclusively, because it's not a good thing to only do one thing in terms of fitness. You gotta mix it up. Number 37. I wear makeup every day, even if I don't have anywhere to go. I don't know. I think it enhances my mood. It makes me feel like I have my life together. If I'm just doing stuff around the house and I happen to see myself in the mirror, at least I look okay, you know. I don't have a favorite holiday. Most people, you know, it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, people like Valentine's Day, they like, well, which just happened, so that's why that's on my mind. But yeah, I don't have a favorite holiday. Is that weird? I don't know, maybe it is. When I'm really interested in a subject, I learn as much about it as I can, that I have time to learn about it. So I remember I realized this probably when I was in high school, and the movie Titanic had come out, and I could not learn enough about the Titanic fast enough. And the internet didn't really exist. So, you know, I had to look at books and read articles and find different sources of information. So so if I find out about, like, I'm really into true crime. So if I find out about a case, then I want to find out everything about that case. I want to listen to every podcast episode if there's multiple podcasts who have created episodes surrounding that case, or if there's a YouTuber who covers it, or if there's TV episodes, you know, just, yeah, I kind of go down a rabbit hole, which I think everybody kind of does, but yeah, so if there's a topic of interest or something, then I will just be obsessed with it. And the final random fact I'll share about myself is that my biggest pet peeve is when people make assumptions about like how I'm feeling. For example, if I'm packing up my groceries at the store at self-checkout and a man walks by and tells me that I should smile. Excuse me? I'm packing my groceries. Am I supposed to be smiling? Or if I'm not, if I have like a expression on my face is that, you know, that doesn't mean that anything's wrong, but assuming that I'm mad about something when I haven't done anything to give you that impression other than, you know, your perception of how I look, you know, that kind of irritates me. But I guess we all do that to each other, but that's still like something, especially the smiling thing, like that really bugs me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little more difficult than I thought it would be coming up with random facts, because I mean clearly it's all random, there's no theme behind it, it's just more of like get to know me type information, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any questions. I am happy to answer, and yeah, feel free to hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.